So I guess this just goes to show you, don't underestimate those people in your life that you think are worthless because they might end up proving you wrong. Hey everybody, welcome back to Nephilim Entertainment. I am your host, L, and you're watching my coverage of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this is episode 3, A Life Spent. So, Kasha is worried about Baja. Apparently she's going to come and pay him a visit, and he wants everything to be pristine and perfect. Who is this woman, and what exactly is so big about her arrival? Let's find out. Because while he's, I guess, mocking Jenma in some way, um, he receives some bad news, and Jenma is aware of this because he throws a temper tantrum like a child. I begin to wonder if he is not a child who was just given the earth as some sort of like allowance or something, the way he acts. No grown man should throw a temper like that unless you're a spoiled pampered little brat. But we find also out that the group made a deal with Grill, and the deal is that in order for them to have Matrix installed in their arms Jiffy-like, they have to work for Grill. And Grill, he he's just so nice and want to cut the guys a break and give them vacation time and bonuses. No, no. Guy is borderline slave labor, and he is the master with the whip because he don't take no lip from nobody, and he wants everything done a certain way. But honestly, I think it's just because he wants to follow the rules and get something out of it from the blues. So I don't know, maybe there's more to Krill than what we really think. I mean, he's portrayed as a jerk and just an all-around bad guy, but I don't know. Unless something major happens in the next few episodes, I'm gonna remain skeptical about Grill for the time being. So Drake and Quake, aka Daisy Johnson, are making their way around the lighthouse, and apparently Quake is deflecting. Because if you watched last week's episode, Drake pretty much has a theory, and that's all it is right now is a theory because he has not confirmed nor denied any source material. His theory is the inhuman Quake, aka our girl Daisy, was the destroyer of the Earth. Apparently, she quaked it so bad that it split apart. Look, I'm not knocking our girl's skills, and I, for one, think that she has the potential to be something great and powerful, but I just don't see her being able to destroy the world. Hulk? Yeah. Thor? Maybe. Daisy Johnson, who 2 or 3 seasons ago could barely tie her shoes, now is a destroyer of worlds. Are you just a fanboy who's giving her a lot more credit than what really needs to be due? I mean, honestly, my theory is it has something to do with either Thanos, Hulk, or one of those other doomsday powerful semi-god like figures. But Daisy Johnson, I love the girl to death, but I just don't see her destroying the world or quaking the world apart, as you like to put it. But he's upset because she won't dwell on it, and I don't really blame her because she about had a fit, and I thought she was going to actually kill him when she got called the Quake Destroyer of Worlds. Uh, let's save that kind of title for people who actually would thrive off the title, like Ronan or Thanos, or maybe even Hulk. Maybe he wouldn't mind the title. Loki, he would make a joke about it, but anyway. So, Cash apparently has a problem that he wants Jimmy to solve. And we're not sure what the problem is until she's thrown by his little mute little girl who likes to play with marbles, big marbles that can skewer a man to death. But anyway, apparently she put her Gemma on a task of taking care of a girl who is, come to find out, inhuman. How's Gemma gonna help this girl out? Who knows? But I don't know if this was a test to test her or if old mute girl, who I think his name is Cash herself, I think she's, or Mez. Was it Mez? Anyway, point is, old girl is does not like Gemma. She's been giving her death glares since the beginning, since she came into our boy's life. So, is she jealous? Is she resentful? Who knows? Haters gonna hate though, Gemma. All I got to say. And you're not bad looking, so let's get used to it. But Grill actually has a theory about Virgil, and he thinks Virgil was skimming off of him. Thinks that he was actually stealing from him. Now, Tesh has never confirmed nor denied this. Drag acts like he doesn't know anything about Virgil, so who's to say Virgil didn't have a little bit of a bad streak in him? Who knows? All I know is that with this, our people are now sort of suspected of being part of a ring of thieves. New faces with absolutely no metrics, no credentials whatsoever, and now they are being suspected of being part of a thief ring. So, how many people are in this lighthouse, and how do you not know everybody? Anyway, so Grill is sending them on a nice little voyage, but is it doomed to fail too? But yeah, apparently the girl that Jim is helping, his name's Abby, and her mission is while she's inhuman, she has to prove herself. Because if she does, she'll be an ambassador for Earth, blah blah blah. Her family will be treated like royalty, or at least somewhat decent. I guess by their standards, that's decent. So she has to prove herself, and by that, she has to master her powers. Well, she can't really master her powers. She's having a slight trouble with it. And now Jenna is, who is just basic human, is now given the task of taking care of an inhuman, and not just take care of her, but help find out a way about her problems and her powers. But meanwhile, our crew is going on a nice little trip with Tesh. They are going to go and, I guess, gather rocks, maybe find some materials and find some stuff that's needed for the lighthouse. You got Mac, you got Phil, you got May, and you got Tesh and one of Grill's goons, who apparently has absolutely no love for the group whatsoever. Well, when this is all going on, May and Phil have a nice little discussion. I'm sorry, but it's not that I couldn't ship them. It's just I don't know if it fits right for me. I mean, I see Phil more as the artsy, falls in love with a cello player versus May, who finds a guy with a boring life because her life is filled with enough excitement as it is. I just don't see those two meshing together. But who am I to decide? Fate would be as fate would be. And that is the point in which Phil has made to Melinda May. The fact that they have a destiny and they may not be able to escape it. In other words, they might not be able to go back to their own time. They may be stuck in this one right now and have to deal with it. Which May feels that that's so unlike Phil Collins, or Coulson, but right now, who's to say what? Because May, right now, she was locked up for months on a bed, believing that she was Hydra, and she would just like to go home and sleep in her own bed. Not have to deal with the world, not have to deal with anything. She just wants to go home and lay in her own bed and relax. So, who could blame her there? But while this is all going on, our girl Yo-Yo, Elena, she is given a task to recover some stuff, like a little tablet from Grill, and she's pretty much the only person who can do it because she has her inhuman super speed. So I love how she does it too because she sets off all the alarms while standing still in their eyes. So here they are, just kind of like, what's going on? Her metrics on the Brits. So let me go in here and fix it. And within a split second of him pulling it out and getting ready to fix on it, she does her little super speed thing while he's not paying attention. Takes the tablet to Quake, and she's all back in one place, and Girl doesn't suspect a thing. Which is awesome considering that nobody knows that, besides a handful, know that Daisy and Elena have powers. So that works in their benefit, right? Well, while our crew's on the plane gathering up materials, they're going around searching, trying to figure out what's going on, and they see that Virgil had a little token that he carried around with him, which was a little orb or a little miniature sphere of the world. Phil, being the sleuth that he is, takes it apart, finds a hidden key in there, finds a radio behind a hidden compartment. Well, when he does that, Girl's Goon finds out, and he's ready to pretty much just let him have it. Well, he makes the mistake of doing this while May's behind the wheel. She turns things back on him, literally. Turns the plane upside down. Meanwhile, Matt comes up from where he was at because he wasn't up there to find a discovery, and he co-cocks our dude down to the ground, which Tesh freaks out because the only way to solve their problems right now is maybe possibly kill him. Yeah, it's not in our group's nature. We're not killers. And I think May's had enough of the whole let's do things that are questionable for the sake of the team. I think she's had a feel of that. But meanwhile, Gemma's teaching Abby how to control her powers. I find it funny. I don't know if it was because she's friends with Daisy Johnson, but I find it funny that for a long time, Gemma was so very anti-Inhumans. She's seen them as accidents or as something that was exposed to contagion that could be cured. She was very just on the bandwagon of not liking Inhumans. But I don't know if it's just been over the past couple seasons, or if it's because of Daisy Johnson, or it could be because of the people she's interacted with that were humans that were basically superheroes. Something along the lines made her change, accept the notion that Inhumans have their own set of powers. Who knows? Maybe our girl's back on the bandwagon for Inhumans. Because now she's teaching Abby, and honest to God, I think Gemma's got a knack for it. Who knows? Maybe at some point, Gemma maybe be able to train Inhumans. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. But Daisy and Deke butt heads because apparently Daisy wants to take the tablet that she got from Elena and bring it down on cash. I mean, bring it down hard. She wants to bust in there and pretty much take Gemma back and pretty much set everything straight. Drex, not happy with that decision. Not happy whatsoever. He feels like they should play the long game. Daisy feels like they don't have time for that. They just need to get everything and take care of it and get it done. Who's going to win this argument? Daisy. Why? She's got powers. Poor Drake gets 10 chance. But he does do something that's sort of a below the belt kind of move. That's when he calls her Quake the Destroyer of Worlds. And Girl's not too happy about that. Dude, she just pinned you against the wall with her powers. Do you really want to make her mad? Let's think about this for a minute. But, yeah, when they back on the ship after they get old Grill's lackey all taken care of. Dude's got a name, but I didn't bother to learn it. They got him taken care of. Phil's messing around and find out that they're actually that Virgil was actually tracing a signal. So signal out in the middle of nowhere where supposedly there's no life left on Earth. Ain't this a weird coincidence? Because it does does pose the question: is where's the signal coming from, and who's the signal coming from? I mean, in this part in time, there's no one left on Earth to send it, or so they think. Well, Baja finally does pay a visit, and much to Gemma's dismay, Abby is all suited up and made presentable for Baja. How, you may ask? They have her walk in the middle of a coliseum, basically. Yeah, yeah, Abby was not being suited to basically go and save people. She was being suited to fight. Apparently, apparently Cash is wanting to train her to be a fighter because Baja's got a champion that she thinks is just hardcore. He's got 13 wins in 7 systems. Yeah, that's what, almost 2 wins per system? Yeah. So basically you're gonna have a little girl fight a grown man or a grown alien. Yeah. What is wrong with you people? So, mm, our girl fights. She uses her powers. At first, she's a little. Basically, she's getting smacked around. I mean, poor girl's probably never had a fight in her life, and she's getting smacked around like a rag doll. And Cash is pretty much only looking at this like he's got a tool that's not working properly. While Baja's pretty much making a mockery of things, Jim is about to have a stroke. She's so scared and so worked up over this little girl, Abby, and that's just our girl, Jenma. She just puts her heart into everything, including people. And she's scared to death. Well, she mouths the words that she told Abby. Abby has a moment of inspiration and ends up gutting the guy. Not really gutting him, but this this is covered in blood. She has the ability to phase through objects. She phased right into him and pretty much stabbed him in the heart, killing Mr. Gladiator. So, ta-da, Abby wins. Yay! She's now a killer. Yay! What is wrong with you people? Again. Well, after this is all said and done, Quake, and I want to point out something too. When Quake and Trix were having their little argument, he posed the notion that possibly that there was a multi-universe. This isn't the first time the notion's come up. It's all begun whenever Doctor Strange came out. Now they're starting to introduce it more into the Marvel Universe of there being a multi-universe with multi-dimensions and multi-timelines and different outcomes. And while the framework was all created by a synthetic life, let's not forget that Ophelia may have created the simulation to take care of the people of S.H.I.E.L.D. At the same time, it also rose the connect or the possibility of there being a different scenario of things. And Drax has pointed this out. What if in your timeline you're a good guy who wasn't all powerful, but yet in my timeline you could have been, and you could have destroyed the Earth? Well, that's mind-boggling. Oh my God. So, is it possible? Could Quake actually be a destroyer of worlds? I'm not saying that it's not possible. I just said it was unlikely, but stranger things have happened. I mean, look how much Leo Fitz acted up in the framework. He ended up becoming Hell Hydra and was basking in it and loving it. Regardless of what he says, he was loving it, and I think he'll admit that too. Anyway, our girl Quake uses the nice little tablet and does some snipping. Well, she finds a garden. What's this garden for? I don't know. Maybe it's mainly just to have for crops and basically to feed everybody there. Nowadays, if you find a crop with a bunch of underground lights and basically a bunch of people, very select few people working on it, it's an herbal garden. I don't know if it's this. I I highly doubt it that the crow will find any use for this unless Earth was actually able to form one form of produce that they can approve of. Who knows? But of course, Quake does her thing. She goes all stealth mode and tries to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, back on the ship, Girl's old dude is not happy that he's locked up and he had to jump on and whatnot. So what's he do? Cut the fuel lines. So are people having to make a break forward back to Earth while studying this, while trying to get as much of the signal as they can, a copy of it anyway. So when they get back there, they have to deal with Grill because they won't kill his henchmen. So this might not turn out good for our guys. Meanwhile, find out what Abby was for. She wasn't to be made an ambassador, she was sold. Like property. Apparently humans do have a value, and Abby apparently proved her worth, literally, by making herself more desirable. Baja paid up more and bought her, and she pretty much went with Baja to, I guess, be the next contender. So Jim is not too happy about that one bit. I, honestly, I I was expecting a lot worse, but who knows? We might see her again, or we might even see her crossover where she fights Hulk with the Contest of Champions. That would be an interesting fight, to say the least. Well, yeah. Daisy tries to go stealth mode, and for like it works for about maybe like a second. Well, our girl can't exactly go stealth mode, so she, fights with the crew, and she does hold her own, even without her powers at first. I mean, she's able to keep up with them and actually do some damage to them. I'm guessing probably another reason why the Krill probably disbanded the whole Inhuman thing was because they were creating humans that were actually able to be on par with them. I mean, we've never really seen Daisy use her powers for anything other than just as means to take care of some people in a quick like way. Usually she relies on her own skills and relies on hand-to-hand combat versus going around just blasting everybody with her powers. So there could be a possibility, and I know I'm basically backing Drex up with this, but our girl may be stronger than what she lets on. There, I said it. There may be a possibility that Quake has been holding back a lot because she easily goes against some Krills that, for the most part, only Hive, who was probably one of the strongest Inhumans that we've encountered so far, was actually toying with them. Now, Daisy wasn't toying with them. I mean, she was fighting with them seriously, but it's only when she got tired of trying to be stealthy when she was like, you know what, screw it, and pretty much resolved that issue. So there's a possibility. I can't believe I'm saying that. There's a possibility that she could, do some real damage to the Earth if she really tried. I feel dirty now. Anyway, mutiny. Grill is worried about all kinds of mutiny. So he has this big fit. He lines up our crew ready to, I guess, slaughter them all. Well, Elena points out his dude has a gun on him, and it's a contraband that humans are supposed to have. Well, dude pretty much calls her bluff, and she's like, well, if I'm lying, the consequences for it. Well, when girl searches him, guess what? Finds a gun. I wonder how that happened. Elena placed a gun on him, apparently, as it was hinted, and Odu got sentenced basically the way that anybody else would have, which shows that he doesn't play favoritism, that he actually, for a split second, you almost feel sorry for the guy because it almost gives you like he's scared to death too. I think there's more to Carol's character than what we probably realize. I think there's a story there. And I'm itching to find out what kind of person Grill really is because I don't think he's all that we make him out to be. I think there's more to his story. So that's my country or contribution to this is a counter argument against, well, Daisy may be a bad person, but Grill may be a good person. I'm calling it first. Grill may be a good person. We just don't know it yet. But there's more than one form of mutiny because Drex apparently sold out Daisy because Daisy was on her way to the on the way to Cash's kingdom whenever she was caught and gassed. Apparently, Drex ratted her out to Cash, who now has Daisy in captivity, and she makes the proclamation that I will kill you. He says, "Okay, honey, I'm just playing the long game." Oh, see, Drex, I'm not happy that he sold her girl out. But at the same time, I think there's more to it. I mean, yeah, it's shitty, but I honestly think that that was probably for Daisy's benefit because who knows what could have happened whenever she got, especially with old girl there with the marbles. Who's to say Daisy would have survived that, or if anything, been severely injured? Can't afford to make quick, bold decisions without anything to go on. Daisy. So Drake's probably ended up saving her life. Possibility. But the story ends with our group butting heads on trying to, or not butting heads, but putting their heads together trying to figure out where the signal come from. It's bouncing off somewhere. Where, they think? Well, the notion comes up from, well, possibly on the surface. Well, Tesh brings up the notion that that's not possible because that's where they send people to die. So the episode ends with girl's old dude on the surface, and he is surrounded by roaches, these little creatures that they fought in the first episode. And it all looks like they're swarming after him, at least probably about at least a dozen or two, all coming towards him. And that's when the episode ends. So, yeah. Apparently the surface of the Earth is now an infestation for more than just one kind of roach. Alright, up next for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry for this video was so long. This new series I'm trying to cover as much as I can because there's a lot that goes on with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But next episode shows a lot during the previews. Apparently, Cash just wanted to get Quake to fight. Apparently, he's now training Inhumans to basically be his gladiators, and I don't know if it's basically for his entertainment or if it's for more of a broad spectrum of entertainment to other masses out in the universe. Who knows? We'll probably find out next episode. But word is that he wants to destroy the entire station and leave the ones that he feels that aren't worthy to survive there. So, is it a possibility that the human species may not become extinct next episode? Who knows? But question for y'all is, do you think Daisy Johnson, our girl Quake, has the ability to destroy the Earth? Not the mindset to, but do you think she is powerful enough to do it? Let me know up here. But that's going to do a wrap for me. I'm Metatron Nero, and you're watching Nephilim Entertainment. Be sure to give me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my page for more content. Leave me a nice little comment down below and share it with your friends. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video for more content. But to all you daydreamers and creators out there, keep your heads in the clouds. Peace.